Hello, welcome to Game Faces coverage of our Rochford Wines match of the round. It is round 13 between Warburton, Millgrove and Seville. The second reenactment of last year's grand final rematch, in which the Boroughs won that game by 1 goal, incredibly in extra time. And Seville early days in attack, a long pass from Lex Tucker. And Kaylee Nolan with an early goal. So the Boroughs look to go into attack. This is Bianca Daniels over the top two. So Thompson out of defence, goes laterally and does well to find Elliott up against our old side for the second time this season. Thompson, much longer this time to Suleimani. Could have gone to Tucker through the hands of Werner. And fortunately for Carly Woppert, she does fall into offside territory. So Cleo Mini could have gone short to Tucker, went out wide to Taylor Werner. Werner looking for Nolan. So once again the Blues, sorry, the Boroughs look to come out of defence. Pinnock with a short one to Langdon. Work it around, this is Woppert onto Fodia. Fodia short to Daniels. Fodia. Ooh. Sorry. Oh, yeah. No, it's... And Carly Woppert converts. There we go. So Warburton Millgrove on the board. And it is 1 goal apiece. Early days in the match of the round. So Tucker comes out wide. This is Werner. Werner. Laterally the other way to Cleo Mini, and then she goes back to Werner. Nolan being double teamed at the moment in the goal circle. Mini. Clever little look away pass. Finds Lex Tucker. And the Warby defence working overtime, and they've forced a turnover. So nicely done by the Kookaburras. Indy Pinnock out of defence to Selena Fodia. Had McIntosh, but goes much further a court. Daniels waits and waits. So they continue to work it around to the Kookaburras. Here's an opportunity for Woppert, and she finds Bianca Daniels. And Bianca Daniels converts, and more importantly, Warby get themselves in front. Woppert. And another turnover. So Suleimani out wide. Thompson, it wasn't the most favourable pass. She made it work up the court to Ashlyn Elliott. Elliott over the top. Tucker made it work. Nolan. Fodia. Good defensive work. Tucker's gone down, but seems to be okay. A little slow to get up. So Thompson, Mini. No, she's going to come off. So Mini out wide. Ash Elliott, so M. Wicks comes onto the court for the first time in this game. So hoping that Lex Tucker's okay. Werner shoots for goal and puts it through and levels the scores again. So centre pass back with Cleo Mini, so the game on an even keel. Very early days in this match of the round. Mini has Werner up ahead, but she's turned it straight over. Indy Pinnock cuts it off. Langdon to Pinnock. Back to Ali Langdon. Looks up ahead. Does pretty well. Daniels out wide. Fodia. Woppert has got it. And Carly Woppert converts and puts Warburton Millgrove back in front. So they work it around Elliott. Wicks over the top, Werner. Waits, and there's another goal, and again scores a level early days in the match of the round. So Elliott retreats to Soleimani, finds Cleo Mini. Mini up ahead, here is M. Wicks. Little underground pass, now Langdon right onto it. Fodia looked at McIntosh, decided against it. Langdon, long drive, good one as well to Daniels. Comes back to Ali Langdon. Werner tries to affect it, couldn't do so legally. And there's another goal for Warburton Millgrove. So again, they get themselves back in front, 4-3. Warpert. Back momentarily, Langdon and McIntosh had to communicate with each other, but they were able to do so. Daniels all the way back to McIntosh. Has Langdon out wide, goes for her. Langdon. And Seville forced the interception. So this will come back to Keely Thompson. Thompson out wide. Soleimani. Cleo Mini. Werner. Soleimani. Wicks. Werner. Cleo Mini again is involved. And here is Taylor Werner, who can level the scores once again in this game. So 4 goals apiece. So just like often when these two sides play, scores level, and you just can't split the two teams. Werner laterally to M. Wicks. Quickly onto Cleo Mini. Comes back to Taylor Werner. Nolan up ahead, who's done really well between Indy Pinnock and Ali Langdon and put Seville back in front. So another lead change in this match of the round. We've already seen a couple. Long drive from Amanda Finn. Warpert wanted to go to Daniels, decided against that. And I think Finn stepped offside. It's an unfortunate mistake there for Warby Millgrove, and Seville on the counter-attack. Werner, Nolan. Comes back to Cleo Mini. Nolan. McIntosh. Good defensive work. Little underground pass works out from Wicks, but Werner called for stepping. Pinnock. Out of defence, Langdon controlled it nicely, wasted no time onto Fodia. Fodia really unsure where to go, offloads it just in time to Pinnock, and then it comes back to Fodia. Langdon puts him inside the attacking third. Daniels, quick feed. Whopper didn't want to have the shot at goal though. She comes back to Fodia, and Seville forced the interception once again. Keely Thompson, really good first quarter from her. Soleimani, she goes back to Thompson, has Cleo Mini up ahead, and that's where she goes. Mini retreats to Thompson. Thompson gets her moving forward. Whopper comes in to affect it and didn't do it legally. So Seville can continue to press. Elliott, Mini, and then Wicks. Nolan waits and waits. Goes all the way out wide. Cleo Mini's done pretty well there. Good feed to Nolan, who can extend the margin for the Blues. Doesn't shoot truly, and Langdon. Clean rebound off the post. The Kookaburras can move out of defence. Langdon comes out wide to Indy Pinnock. Whoppet provides an option, then goes laterally to McIntosh onto Fodia. Fodia waits. Amanda Finn is involved. Daniels, Fodia, contact there from Cleo Mini. Fodia, Whoppet, back to Fodia. Now Bianca Daniels steps up to the plate. Can't level the scores with that shot at goal, but she gets another look, and this time she does level the scores. So 5 goals apiece in the Rochford Wines match of the round between Warburton, Millgrove and Seville. And a tight game between these two sides as always. Cleo Mini. Quick feed to Werner, controlled it nicely. Should get the lead back here for the Blues, and she does. 5 goals to 6 the way of Seville. Fodia. Fodia out wide, good one to Finn. So Bianca Daniels steps up to the plate and she's got it. 6 goals apiece, scores once again are level. Wicks got it from Minnie and then goes back to Elliott. Elliott could have gone to Suleimani, but presses forward to Cleo Minnie, a little unsure where to go. Goes long to Wicks. Pinnock. Cleverly done, Indy Pinnock. Just got the hand in, that's all she had to do. Wins the ball back for the Kookaburras. McIntosh goes back to Pinnock, nearly cut up by Wicks, but unable to complete the job. McIntosh waits and maybe just panicked a little bit there, Taylor McIntosh. But anyway, Suleimani out of defence. Werner, long drive, it's a good one as well to Cleo Minnie. Here's Nolan. Doesn't convert. Who can win the foot race to the ball? Langdon, did she keep it in? No, she hasn't. So Wicks out wide. Minnie, Werner had a little bit of room to work with. Minnie just didn't spot her in time, but it has worked out. Nolan unable to convert. Ali Langdon working overtime in defence. Minnie, Werner. Taylor Werner once again converts. And puts the Blues back in front. Second in goals this season for Premier Division is Taylor Werner. 341 goals coming into today's game. And she's already extended that tally. Early days in the Rochford Wines match of the round. And here is Carly Woppett. Who can again level the scores, and she does. So quick response there for the Kookaburras. And if you're just tuning in, you can most certainly bet that this is what it's going to be like all day. Neither side giving each other an inch. Werner. Long drive, good one. Cleo Minnie kept her balance nicely. Werner, little underground feed. To Nolan, it comes back to Taylor Werner, who can put the Blues back in front and doesn't convert. Knocked away by Pinnock. Did Wicks get there first? No, she didn't. So well done to the Warby defence, and now they can counter-attack. Fodia gets it out to Langdon. Langdon wastes no time on to Woppett, and then she comes back to Langdon. Could have gone laterally to McIntosh, but goes short to Finn. Daniels. Fodia. Woppett. Just to put Warby back in front. Did Daniels keep that in? Yes, she did. Well done, Bianca Daniels. And she converts. So a very good passage of play there from Warby, and they get the lead back. 8 goals to 7. Bullet of a pass there from Langdon. Might still work out for Warby. Bianca Daniels converts, gets it out to a 2-goal difference for the Kookaburras. And this is nicely done. Minnie goes short. Comes back to Elliott. Goes out wide to Werner. Got up at the right time. Langdon lost her footing at the wrong time, and Wicks takes advantage of that. Wicks once again is involved. Nolan, short one. Werner converts. There we go. So the Blues get it back to 1 goal the difference. 9 goals to 8. Fodia with a centre pass. Short one, beautifully cut up by Elliott, and Seville on the counter-attack. Wicks will get it back. Waits. There's McIntosh. Victor that legally. No, she hasn't. So Blues maintain possession of the ball. Wicks, Nolan. Minnie involved there too, and Kaylee Nolan converts and levels the scores once again. And the Rochford, no, she doesn't. Fodia. So a reprieve for the Kookaburras in defence. Langdon, Finn, waits, Woppett, control that one nicely. Comes back to Amanda Finn, through the hands of Woppett. Contact. Carly Woppett steps up to the plate, and the playing coach doesn't convert the first opportunity, but makes no mistake with the second and gets it back out to a 2-goal margin for the home side. 10 goals to 8 the way of Warburton and Millgrove. Deep into the first quarter on the Rochford Wines match of the round. Minnie makes it work in the end to Elliott. Wicks and Elliott. Now Werner. Long drive to Cleo Minnie, who often seems to find herself tucked away in that left pocket. Elliott. Wicks. Thought about Minnie, decided against it. Went further to Werner. Wicks again is involved. McIntosh brilliantly done, Taylor McIntosh. Clever interception, and again, the Kookaburras on the counter-attack and will look to extend upon this 2-goal margin. Long drive. What is that? Oh. So they've got to be quick here, Warburton Millgrove. You can hear the course from the bench, 10 seconds. Daniels, long drive. Thompson, crucial with seconds left on the clock. One last roll of the dice for Warburton Millgrove, and they've been beaten by the siren. So that is quarter time. And welcome back to the Rochford Wines match of the round. Second quarter action as the Blues straight away find themselves in the attacking third and cut off by Ali Langdon out wide to Fodia. Short one, Pinnock. Fodia waits and waits, comes out wide. Morgan White, who's come on for the second quarter, out to Amanda Finn. Short one. Daniels offline, but Carly Woppett done a really good job there, and she converts. 11 goals to 8. Taylor Werner, short one, Mini. A little bit over exuberant, but Mini. Long drive, good one, Taylor Werner. Wicks. Wicks tries to feed to Werner. Werner eventually gets a look at the goals and she converts. Gets it back to a 2-goal difference. So pretty much the biggest lead of the game so far, this for either side. Fodia back to White, and then she goes back to Fodia. Long drive is a good one too to Woppett. Indy Pinnock, who's swapped with Ali Langdon, goal defence and goalkeeper. Daniels puts it up, Fodia. Control that one nicely. Daniels does well, gets to the front. And Bianca Daniels converts and gets it back. I think a 2-goal difference, 11-9 reads the scoreboard. Elliott out wide, Claire Mini with plenty of room to work with. Wicks. Kaylee Nolan, couple of 1-2 passes. Eventually Wicks able to feed it into her. And cleverly done fakes to Taylor Werner, who doesn't convert on the first opportunity. Langdon did well enough. And Warby just starting to find a little bit of ascendancy in this game. They're on the counter-attack at the moment. Werner, brilliant defensive work, though. Just as I say that, Seville give themselves another chance. Werner, good work with Cleo Mini, and Taylor Werner steps up to the plate and doesn't convert. So a reprieve for the Warby defence. Wicks. And again, another interception, long one, and good feed from Cleo Mini to Werner, and this time she converts. Eventually the Blues get one back and cut the margin down to 1 goal. 11 goals to 10. Woppett, long drive over the top is a good one. Finn, Daniels looked away momentarily. Suleimani knocks it out of play. Maybe could have gathered it, decided against that. Bianca Daniels steps up to the plate, converts and gets it back out to a 2-goal difference. So we'll be still with a little buffer. It's up to the Blues if they can find a response and cut into this lead. Werner, Wicks, long drive. Nolan comes back to Wicks. She feeds to Nolan, who will have a look at the goals. And Kaylee Nolan converts, important that for the Blues. They get it back to 1 goal the difference. Can they force an interception? Out it comes. Finn got it from Fodia. Woppett. I think that was off Woppett's hands, was it? No, we'll stay with Warby Millgrove. So they can continue to press into attack. Cut off. Suleimani. Wicks long one. Good one it was too as well. Werner inboard to Cleo Mini. Retreats to Elliott. Then she goes back to Mini. Latchley to Werner. Eventually gets it under her control. Cleo Mini, short one. Anyone's ball and Langdon right onto it. So Warby Millgrove on the counter-attack. Langdon, short to Pinnock. Laterally to Wyatt. Goes back to Pinnock, and just a bit of contact, said the umpire. I think there was definitely some there. So Finn, Daniels. Underground pass, Selena Fodia over the top and finds Carly Woppett, who does convert. And again, gets the margin back out to a 2-goal difference. So 3-goal difference, in fact, says the scoreboard. So we'll be definitely with a bit of breathing room at the moment in this game. When you consider how close these two often, or how close the contests are between these two sides, 3 goals is definitely a considerable margin. Nolan, Wicks, Nolan. Werner, got it, there we go, 14 goals to 12. So the Blues stay in touch. Important goal, that one. Finn, good long drive it was to Daniels. Daniels waits and waits, finds Fodia. And cleverly done, Bianca. Daniel Suleimani knocks it away. Bianca Daniels does convert for Warby, gets it back out to a 3-goal difference. So the Blues still with a bit of work to do in the second quarter. Wicks wastes no time to find Werner. Werner all the way out wide. Claire Mini, really good take, finds Werner. Yeah, Taylor Werner converts. Been so reliable in front of the goals this season. Second for goals in Division 1 coming into this game. Only Charlotte Hoodle and Pakenham ahead of her. Finn, Daniels, comes back, good one it was. Minnie got a hand in. Umpire said she stepped offside. So Woppett again gets that lead back to 3 goals for Warburton Millgrove. So just maintaining this 3-goal buffer at the moment are the Kookaburras. Not really allowing too many opportunities for Seville to eat into the margin. Wicks, Werner. Been a real thorn on the side for these Warburton Millgrove defenders, but she doesn't convert there. Langdon short to Pinnock. Pinnock out of defence to Fodia. And Warby can continue to counter-attack. Pinnock. Good long drive it was. Woppett waste no time. Fodia had a bit of room to work with, and Bianca Daniels gets it under her control and, more importantly, extends the margin to 4 goals. And suddenly Warburton Millgrove with some real ascendancy in this contest. Fodia wastes no time at all. Finn waits and waits. Eventually Pinnock gets it under her control. Long drive to Woppett. Laterally to Fodia. Fodia, good feed to Daniels. She can make it back-to-back goals and she can make it a 5-goal difference. And this is the biggest lead of the game. About midway through the second quarter and the Rochford Wines match of the round. Werner, Wicks, Minnie. Good one it was. Nolan comes inboard. Werner, short one. Claire Minnie again. Waits and waits, goes short to Wicks. Werner steps up to the plate and gets one back for the Blues. And they really needed that one. So 17 goals to 14 reads the scoreboard. Been a few chops and changes with that scoreboard, but that's what we're going with for the moment. So a 3-goal difference for Warburton Millgrove. Looking to get it back out to 4 goals. Fodia. Finn, Daniels, spins around, goes back to Selena Fodia for the moment. Back it goes again, Indy Pinnock out wide, Daniels, Fodia. Good one it was. Here is Carly Woppett over the top and finds Daniels. And she can extend the margin again for Warburton Millgrove. Back out to 4 goals the difference. 18 goals to 14. We start to get into the back half of this second quarter and first half. Minnie, good feed to Werner. Doesn't want to have the shot at goal though. Comes back to Cleo Minnie. Nolan, a little unsure where to go. Cleo Minnie wasn't expecting it. Gets it under her control anyway. Wicks. Pinnock loses her footing. And Taylor Werner gets a look at the goals, more importantly for the Blues. And she converts back to 4 goals the difference. So Woppett, was there a bit of contact? No, umpire calls him to go. Fodia. Woppett, short one, goes out wide. Fodia again is involved. Daniels. Can get this back out to 5 goals of difference for Warburton Millgrove, and she does exactly that, 20 goals to 15. And the home side have fared really well in this first half, up against the undefeated Blues. 11-0 coming into this game today. Kaylee Nolan needs to convert here for Seville, and she does. Gets it back to 4 goals of difference. Fodia. Nolan. Pinnick. Laterally to Selena Fodia. Long drive. Suleimani, though. Clever interception. Read that one perfectly. And the Blues can counter-attack. So Thompson goes back to Suleimani. Looked at Elliott. Eventually, that's where she goes. Elliott found a better spot to get into. Nolan presents up the court. She comes back to Elliott through hands. And now Seville have turned it over, have they? Now it's going to stay with the Blues. So they get a reprieve. Wicks, who's played predominantly wing attack today, usually plays more wing defence, so finds herself in the attacking third. Langdon, can she cut it off? Another call of contact from the umpire. Wicks, Minnie, Nolan, Cleo Minnie, Fodia, cleverly done, was it? No, a bit of context to the umpire. That has to be said. The Blues defenders the Warby defenders not making it easy for Seville. Indy Pinnick gets a hand in. Who's going to win this ball? Werner. The Warby defence went out. Cleverly done. So that was a real scrap, but Warby went out. Ali Langdon on the last line of defence for the Kookaburras. Goes out wide. Morgan White. She goes back to Langdon. Langdon short to Pinnick. She'll go back to Langdon, who's got plenty of room to work with. Morgan White. White gets them moving forward. Here is Fodia. Laterally to Carly Woppert. It comes back to Woppert. Fodia. Waits and waits, and that's a clever feed as well to Bianca Daniels, who can get this back out to a 5-goal difference, and she does. 21 goals to 16. So really strong half here from Warburton Millgrove. You certainly can't count out the Blues, though. They're undefeated for a reason. They are a very good netball side, and they're going to bring plenty of heat in the second half. Taylor Werner doesn't convert. Indy Pinnick with front spot on her. In fact, I think it was Nolan with the shot at goal it was. So Kaylee Nolan gets a second look. And now Taylor Werner will have the shot at goal, and she will convert and get it back out to get it back to 4 goals the difference. So once again out wide. Fodia it was in fact. Woppert. Fodia. Laterally to Amanda Finn and Bianca Daniels. Gets a look at goal, and she converts. Again, back out to 5 goals the difference for Warburton Millgrove. 22 goals to 17. Wicks. Werner. Good one. Back to Wicks. She comes inboard. Claire Minnie. It was a hot pass, but she made it work. Nolan won't have the shot at goal. She might this time. Got some contact from Pinnick. And Kaylee Nolan converts an important goal for the Blues. Back to 4 goals the difference. 22 goals to 18. Still the way of Warburton Millgrove. Long drive, good one. Daniels across to Woppert. And Carly Woppert gets the instant response for the Kookaburras. 23 goals to 18. Minnie out wide. Werner back to Minnie. Short to Wicks. Over the top, nicely done to Nolan. Wicks, that's a good feed to Werner. And Taylor Werner will not convert. Indy Pinnick right there. To cut it off, comes back to Langdon. Langdon. Short one, good one it was. Pinnick waits and waits, eventually finds Amanda Finn. Short one to Fodia. Fodia goes back. Finn, interesting one. So Selena Fodia, again with ball in hand. Good one, nicely done. Amanda Finn, good feed. Carly Woppert eventually gets that ball to drop. And they've extended the margin to 6 goals now, Warburton Millgrove. An opportunity here with the centre pass to make it 7. Woppert comes back to Pinnick. Finn, short to Daniels. Daniels out wide, well done Selena Fodia. Control that ball nicely, and that's a good feed to Daniels. This to make it 7 goals the difference, the biggest lead of the game. 25 goals to 18 as we near half-time. And this is a position that Seville have not really found themselves in this season. Still plenty of time, though, in this game, it has to be said. But they want to get motoring in that second half. Nolan gets it back from Cleo Mini. Comes back to M. Wicks. Wicks. Nolan. Back to Cleo Mini. Waits and Waits go short to Wicks. Werner steps up to the plate, gets one back for the Blues. Really important, that one. 25 goals to 19. Eventually it's in the hands. Long one, Daniels. Comes back to Selena Fodia. Little underground one, works out. And that will be half-time, and the Rochford Wines match of the round. Rouse tuning in. The home side of the Kookaburras currently have a 6-goal advantage over the Blues. That's 25 goals to 19. We're underway in the third quarter. Daniels. Woppett, good one. So Amanda Finn gets an opportunity in the centre for the Kookaburras, and Warby, early days, extend the margin out to 7 goals, 26 goals and 9, and that is the biggest lead of the game so far. Nolan all the way across to Cleo Mini, good one to Werner. And Taylor Werner will not be able to convert. Langdon, Mini, can she cut it off? Yes, she can. Really important passage of play here for the Blues. They need to get motoring in this second half. Elliott to Wicks. Cleo Mini. Elliott. Mini again is involved. Nolan. Waits and waits. Comes back to Cleo Mini. Wants to go short to Werner. Unable to do so. And again, Warburton and Millgrove find themselves on the counter-attack. This could be really dangerous territory if they score again here for the Blues. Pinnock knocked it away. Did it legally. Well done, Nolan. Clever feed. Waited for Werner to get back, but doesn't convert Taylor Werner. We'll get another look. So Werner's moved into goal shooter. Swap with Nolan, who's gone into goal attack. Nolan lost control of it and called for stepping. So another mistake here from the Blues. And Indy Pinnock gives it straight back to the Blues, so they will get another look. Really big opportunity here for Seville. Need to start cutting into this margin. Wicks. Werner, back to Wicks. Werner. Mini eventually gets it under her control. Comes back to Elliott. Cleo Mini, short one, Werner. And she converts back to 6 goals of difference, 26 goals to 20. So not out of this yet, Seville, but definitely a bit of a hill to climb. Still 6 goals adrift. This might be an opportunity for the Blues, but Elliott unable to keep the ball in. So Warby get a reprieve. McIntosh. Langdon. Finn. Back to McIntosh. Fodia. Waits and waits. Oh, and she's done for the 3 seconds. So this is an opportunity for the Blues. They can counter-attack and maybe get it back to 5 goals. Elliott. Mini. Back to Elliott. Cleo Mini again involved. So too Elliott. Could go out wide to Thompson, but goes much longer to Cleo Mini as the sun really pops out here at Max Park Oval. And Taylor Werner gets another look. This to get it back to 5 goals the difference, and she's got it, and the Blues start to get rolling. Cleo Mini's got the centre pass, so this could be a chance to get it back to 4 goals, and suddenly close down the margin that Warby have held for a lot of this game. Elliott. Laterally to Thompson. Who shifted into goal defence. Long drive, Wicks. And eventually Indy Pinnock gets under her control, so Warby on the counter-attack. McIntosh held strong, took the ball cleanly. Here is Daniels, looked at Woppett, decided against that for the moment. Here is Amanda Finn. And that ball trickles out of play, stays with the Kookaburras. Comes back, good one, Daniels. Can push it back out to 6 goals of difference, and she does. 27 goals to 21. Well done, Warburton and Millgrove get the response. Finn with the centre pass. Out she goes. Woppett. Short one. Fodia. Goes laterally. Cleverly done. Good feed. And Bianca Daniels gets another look. And pushes it straight back out to 7 goals of difference. 28 goals to 21. And they've just had the answers today, Warburton and Millgrove. Elliott. Eventually finds Cleo Mini. Nolan comes all the way back. Cleo Mini. Really unsure where to go here, and she's offloaded, but offloaded straight to Ali Langdon, and once again the Kookaburras on the counter-attack. Here is Amanda Finn. Waits, goes out to Warburton. Warburton could go short to Langdon. That's exactly where she goes. She puts him inside the attacking third. Back to Carly Warburton. Finn, Daniels. Comes back to Fodia. Good feed. And Bianca Daniels gets yet another look at goal, and more importantly, converts that opportunity. Puts it out to 8 goals of difference. This is the new biggest lead of the game. And this is really starting to become a problem here for the Blues. Langdon, good long drive. Daniels, cleverly done, Ashlyn Elliott, and that's the kind of intercepting work they're going to need to do here, Seville. Nolan, out wide. Minnie, all the way back to Elliott. Short one, Thompson. Quickly finds Cleo Minnie. Laterally, and McIntosh, cleverly done. Nothing going right for Seville at the moment. It is all Warburton Millgrove in this game. Langdon. Through the mid-court they go. Cleverly done, Warburton. Got up at the right time. Fodia quickly on to Bianca Daniels, who decides against the shot at goal. Carly Warburton will have a look at goal. No, she won't. Feeds to Daniels. Daniels converts. 9 goals of difference. Again, new biggest lead of the game. Cleo Minnie. Nolan up against Langdon. Wins out. Thompson. Elliott. Wicks. Long drive, good one, Werner. Front spot on Pinnock, who's pulled up a bit sore. And Indy Pinnock seems to be okay. 30 goals to 22. No, she's going to have to come off. So this is an interesting one. Carly Wappett's going to go into defence. Tegan Butcher's going to come on as goal shooter. Bianca Daniels as goal attack. So a few swaps here for Warby. So Indy Pinnock coming off with a suspected ankle issue. So a real shake-up here. Carly Wappett. We saw this happen the last time they took on the Blues. Her playing in defence. So we'll get another look at that today. Wicks, Werner, quickly onto Nolan. Really good attacking play here from Seville, and they get one back to 7 goals of difference, 30 goals to 23. And another change here as well for the Blues. So M. Wicks comes into the centre. Claire Minnie goes into wing attack. So M. Wicks with their first centre pass. Claire Minnie, Elliott, Nolan, Waits all the way back to Thompson. Thompson, good one onto Cleo Minnie. Can they make it 3 goals in a row here, the Blues? Nolan against the shot at goal for now. Wicks, quick feed to Werner. It was an awkward one to control. Langdon did well enough, got into the hands of Finn. Bianca Daniels, who gets up the court, goes out wide to Wappett, is now in goal defence. Fodia, quick one. Couple of 1-2s. Can they get it to Butcher? Maybe Daniels will do, yes. And Bianca Daniels gets a steadier for Warburton Millgrove. Back out to 8 goals the difference. Long drive, Butcher comes back. Fodia, good feed. No, call for stepping Daniels. There we go. So Seville on the counter attack. Elliott comes back to Thompson. Thompson. Soleimani. Thompson. Waste no time. Wicks over the top to Cleo Minnie. Waits, short one, good one. Nolan, Wicks. Nolan steps up to the plate and doesn't convert. So a reprieve for the Warby Millgrove defence. McIntosh goes out wide. Wicks, did she keep it in? Well done, Wicks, but she's turned it straight over. Disappointing result there for the Blues. Finn, Daniels, it was pretty good work considering, but didn't work out in the end. McIntosh, laterally, Wappett, back to McIntosh. McIntosh quickly moves it on. Nicely done as well to Amanda Finn. Daniels, good feed. Butcher gets a look at goal. Doesn't convert. Soleimani, well done. And now Seville on the counter-attack. Here is Thompson. Comes back to Soleimani, quickly onto Elliott. She's got Wicks up ahead, but goes for Thompson. Contact given away by Daniels. Suleimani short, good one, Thompson. Here is Cleo Mini. Waits goes laterally. Elliott. Quickly onto Wicks. Wicks, Nolan. Comes back to Wicks. Werner. Warby defence really pushing them all across the place. No clear feeds into that goal circle. Wicks, maybe this might be an opportunity. No, again. Warby defence working overtime and making it impossible for Seville to score just about. Here we go. Daniels onto Fodia. Could have gone to Butcher. Decided against that. Comes back to Woppett. Here is Finn. Thompson. Well done. So neither side able to score at the moment. Oh, it's come off the net. Can you believe that? So unfortunate for the Blues. Suleimani unable to collect it, and that's a good feed. Tegan Butcher gets another look at goal. And this time she converts and gets it back out to 9 goals the difference. So a chaotic couple of minutes eventually sees the Kookaburras get the goal. Cleo Mini over the top, nicely done to Nolan. Nolan. So what can the Blues manufacture here? Wicks, Werner. And Taylor Werner steps up to the plate, converts a much needed goal for Seville, gets it back to 8 goals the difference. So can they force a turnover here, the Blues? So crucial, and yes, they have. Well done. Good pressure from M. Wicks. Finn took longer than 3 seconds, and Thompson goes out wide to Cleo Mini. Maybe this is the opportunity. Can they open the door, the Blues? Nolan comes back to Mini. Hemmed in by Finn. Werner. Nice clean collection off the feed. Converts the goal. Gets it back to 7 goals the difference. Wicks has got the centre pass. So the Blues can get rolling off the back of this. Mini goes back to Wicks. Wicks. Cleo Mini over the top to Werner. Has Nolan up ahead, but goes out wide to Wicks. It fires in a bullet. Whose handles it off? Came off Woppett. Nolan. Short one. Back to Cleo Mini. Couple of 1-2s. Nolan will step up to the plate. This is a much needed goal for Seville. She gets it back to 6 goals the difference, and the Blues are coming. 32 goals to 26. Fodia. Can Warby find a steadier? Long drive. Works out to Daniels. McIntosh. Daniels is involved. Waits and waits. Eventually offloads to Selena Fodia. Butcher just keeps it in. No, she didn't. So again, Seville can counter-attack. Thompson gets it from Suleimani. Wants to go long, and that's what she does. Finds Elliott. Long drive. Good 1-2 to Cleo Mini. Short feed to Nolan. Nolan comes back to Wicks. Goes back to Nolan. Does she have a look at goal? No, she doesn't. Cleo Mini again is involved. Wants Werner, but goes short to Nolan. She will go for goal this time. Kaylee Nolan. No, yes. Gets the rebound and gets the goal. 4 in a row for the Blues. Back to 5 goals the difference. And this game is not over yet. Seville, they are undefeated for a reason this season. They are such a strong side, and here they go again. Werner to make it 5 in a row and to get it back to 4 goals the difference. 32 goals to 28, and suddenly Warby are feeling pretty nervous. They've just lost the control that they've had for so much of this game. McIntosh. Can they find a steadier here? The Kookaburras. Fodia all the way across to Finn, who got a bit of contact from Wicks. Daniels, pretty crucial shot at goal this, to be perfectly honest, for Warburton Millgrove, and Bianca Daniels provides it. So they get a steadier, 33 goals to 28. Seville, can they continue to cut into this margin? Well done, Cleo Mini. Good, strong collection. Wicks. Nolan. And there's another one. 33 goals to 29, back to 4 goals the difference. So it comes out wide. Daniels goes all the way back to Woppett. Woppett goes right through the middle, and that worked out pretty well to Fodia. Daniels is now involved. Back to Fodia. No, cut up by Wicks, and the Blues on the counter-attack. Elliott, Suleimani. Back to Elliott. Quickly on to Mini. Looks around, retreats to Elliott. Goes laterally to Thompson. Elliott waits. Thompson again. Puts him into the attacking third. Here is Taylor Werner. Mini. Good take. Good feed to Nolan. Mini. Short one to Werner. To get it back to 3 goals the difference. And Taylor Werner makes no mistake. 33 goals to 30. And this margin is evaporating quickly for Warburton Millgrove. The Blues suddenly full of life. Thompson. Werner. Back to Wicks. Laterally, Warburton comes in with a hand. Anyone's ball to be won in. McIntosh gets there first. And she goes short to Daniels. Comes back to Langdon. Daniels again involved. Long drive is a good one to Fodia. Looked at Butcher, decided against it. Fodia, bit of contact there from Elliott. Daniels, well done. Finds a spot she likes, but doesn't convert. And Suleimani did well off the post. And the Blues, can they get it back to 2 goals the difference? Suleimani, Elliott, short to Thompson, back to Elliott. Nolan, laterally to Wicks, on to Minnie. Comes back to Thompson. Thompson, back to Elliott. Thompson again too involved. So here is M. Weeks. Minnie goes with a short one. A little hand come in from McIntosh, but it's going to stay with the Blues. Cleo Minnie, short one to Taylor Werner. This to get her back to 2 goals the difference. Taylor Werner. She's one of the top goal shooters in Division 1 for a reason. She's not going to miss those. Wyatt out wide to McIntosh. Long drive. Wicks cuts it off and they're on the counter-attack again, but she's... No, it's contact. And they are right back in this contest now, the Blues. They have come from the absolute clouds. It's back to 2 goals the difference, and you reckon it'll be back to 1 goal the difference in a moment because Taylor Werner will score another goal. 33 goals to 32. This is unprecedented from Seville. They look dead and buried. And that's not going to help them. That is a welcome reprieve for Warburton and Millgrove, who've just lost their way a bit. And that 3/4 time sign will be a welcome sound for the Kookaburras because Seville, after trailing by as much as 9 goals, cut. Welcome back to the Rochford Wines match of the round between Seville and Warburton and Millgrove. If you're just tuning in, it's 1 goal the difference. The Blues trail by as much as 9 goals in that 3rd quarter, but have cut the margin back miraculously to be back within 1 goal. And Warburton and Millgrove trying to regain some ascendancy, and they might be able to do that a little bit here if Bianca Daniels can shoot truly, and she does. 34 goals to 32. More importantly for Warburton and Millgrove, Carly Wappett's back in goals. Indy Pinnock back on in defence. Cleo Minnie, who's shifted into wing attack, and Selena Fodia didn't do that legally. So Seville, can they respond? Still behind by 2 goals. Nolan goes back to Cleo Minnie, nearly lost control of the ball, but can make it work. Here is Taylor Werner. Werner doesn't convert. Nolan might be able to get the rebound off the post, and she does. So Taylor Werner. Couple of 1-2 passes. And that's not going to work. Werner. Kaylee Nolan steps up to the plate and converts the goal. 34 goals to 33. Wappett, Fodia finds Daniels. Wicks cuts it off, but I think she stepped offside. She did. But Warby just seemed a bit shell-shocked at the moment. Seville have really proven why they're such a hard team to beat, but Bianca Daniels gets a steady in goal, gets it back to 2 goals the difference, 35 goals to 33. Wicks goes out wide. Here is Cleo Minnie on to Nolan. Nolan, Minnie, Werner. Cleo Minnie, short one. Kaylee Nolan, who's come into the side today and she's had a real impact, gets it back to 1 goal the difference again. So Finn with a centre pass. Wappett back to Finn. Out wide to Daniels. And they've turned it over. So Seville might be able to level the scores of this passage of play. Wicks, back to Elliott. Suleimani, Elliott. Wicks, laterally, good one. Cleo Mini. Nolan, all the way back to Cleo Mini. Wicks, Nolan. Short one again, Cleo Mini works around. And Kaylee Nolan, can she level the scores? She can, 35 goals apiece. And M. Wicks, more importantly for the Blues, has the centre pass. And they might be able to get the lead back for the first time since the first quarter. And Kaylee Nolan's got it, and Seville, can you believe it, are in front. They have trailed for the majority of this game, but they've regained the lead at a crucial stage in this last quarter. Daniels, Warburton converts 36 goals apiece. Wicks. Laterally, Wicks, Nolan. Back to M. Wicks. Here is Werner. Through hands. Wicks, Werner, Nolan. Kaylee Nolan won't have a look at goal, but Taylor Werner will. And she gets Seville back in front, 37-36. What a comeback this would be by the Blues. And they're about to extend upon the margin. Warburton comes in. Beautifully done, forces the interception. Bianca Daniels will line up the goals. And Bianca Daniels levels the scores again, 37 apiece. How this game will end, no one knows. Werner. So a couple of changes here for Warby. Tegan Butcher's going to come on as wing attack. Taylor McIntosh has gone into goal defence. Kaylee Nolan, she's going to convert the goal and put Seville back in front again. 38 goals up to 37. Finn, Warburton. Daniels. Back to Carly Warburton. And here is Bianca Daniels. Can she level the scores again? You bet she can. 38 goals apiece. Wicks comes back to Elliott. This game is going to come right down to the wire. You just know it. It's always the way with these two. Elliott, long drive through the hands of Wicks, and it's cut up by Langdon. Warby on the counter-attack. McIntosh directed back to Langdon. Wyatt calls for it, but she goes ahead to Butcher. Butcher back to McIntosh. Long drive, eventually falls into the hands of Daniels. Bianca Daniels to get Warby back in front, and she's got it, 39 goals to 40. And they've wrestled back a bit of momentum here, the Kookaburras. Finn out wide to McIntosh. Sorry, not McIntosh. In fact, it's Butcher. Butcher. Daniels has Warburton up ahead. That's where she tries to go. Thompson gets to the front. Does she keep it in? No, she doesn't. Warburton. Can she extend the margin to 2 goals? Maybe Daniels will do. Bianca Daniels makes no mistake. Back to 2 goals the difference for Warby. 40 goals to 38. And looks like Selena Fody is about to come back on a centre. Wicks brought forward. Warby break too early. We're having a really frantic finish to this match of the round. Cleo Mini. Taylor Werner. Makes no mistake, back to 1 goal the difference. 40 goals to 39. So Fodia comes back on, this time as centre. Comes out wide. I think Finn's going to come back on his wing attack. So swinging, heaps of changes there. Warburton and Millgrove. Fodia. Inboard, finds Daniels, wants to feed to Woppett, decides against that. Elliott, did she do enough? No, she didn't. Daniels, Fodia, feeds to Daniels. Bianca Daniels steps up, converts the goal, back to 2 goals the difference, 41 goals to 39. As Amanda Finn waits to come back on. Wicks, Minnie, got a bit of contact. Cleo Minnie looks around. Oh, Thompson wasn't expecting it. There was an opportunity for Warby to force interception, but they weren't expecting it to go there either. Fodia has done enough. Well done, Selena Fodia. So Ali Langdon comes out wide. McIntosh. Wyatt will go back to McIntosh. Clever collection. Finds Amanda Finn. Here is Daniels. Can push it back out to 3 goals the difference. And she does. 42 goals to 39. And now Warby have really regained the ascendancy. They've regained their composure. Just when it looked like the Blues might run away with it. Fodia. Couple of 1-2 passes. Woppett. Daniels. Makes it 4 goals the difference. 43 goals to 39. Still time for the Blues. But once again, they find themselves in arrears. And playing catch up. But they've proven they can do it. Minnie. Wicks. Cleo Minnie. Good feed to Werner. Every opportunity just has to go through, and Taylor Werner makes no mistake. Back to 3 goals the difference. Can they force a turnover, the Blues? Woppett got it from Fodia. Short to Finn. Quick one to Daniels. Comes back to Fodia. Fodia. Bianca Daniels steps up to the plate again, and she converts. 44 goals to 40. And if you need someone to score goals in clutch moments, Bianca Daniels is your person. Just go back to last year's grand final when she scored the match winner. Minnie, Werner, Wicks. Cleo Minnie, couple of 1-2s, and eventually Nolan finds a spot she likes, and more importantly converts the goal, gets it back to 3 goals the difference. Time started to become a factor for the Blues. Wyatt back to Fodia, long drive, Daniels on the end of it. Peers over her shoulder. Finn, oh, off the head of Bianca Daniels, doesn't matter, she collects it cleanly in the end. Woppett wants it, Woppett gets it. Thompson is okay, I think she's going to tough it out. Well done, Keely Thompson. But more importantly, Bianca Daniels gets the margin back out to 4 goals the difference. Cleo Minnie will go back to Wicks. Wicks looks up ahead. Waste no time, beautifully done. Nolan all the way across to Cleo Minnie. Here is Werner. Taylor Werner, can she convert? She can. 45 goals to 42. Fodia, Daniels, back to Fodia. Selena Fodia, Woppett. Doesn't convert, but Daniels gets the rebound, and she does convert. 46 goals to 42. Can't be long left now, you would have thought. Wicks, Nolan, back to Wicks. Looked at Minnie, but goes further to Werner. She goes back to Wicks, who eventually doesn't get it back. And bit of an awkward one, but eventually Warby on the counter-attack again. And if they can score another goal here, you reckon they're just about home. And Elliott, bit of a silly mistake, that one. So it comes laterally to Fodia. Here is Woppett to push it back out to 5 goals the difference. And there it is, 47 goals to 42. And what a professional finish this is by Warburton Millgrove. Just when it looked like the Blues were going to steal it, they found composure when they really needed it. Woppett to Daniels. Bianca Daniels to push it out to 6 goals. Never in doubt, 48 goals to 42. And you reckon Warby are just about home now. A clinical performance against the top of the table, Seville. And proving that they might still be alive to make it 4 in a row this season. There's a lot to play out in 2025. But what a performance this has been today. And Wicks finds Werner. Taylor Werner gets it back to 5 goals the difference, 48 goals to 43. Fodia, Warburton. Long one to Daniels is a good one, and Carly Warburton with plenty of room. Doesn't get it back out to 6 goals, and Suleimani did well. Elliott comes back to Suleimani. They've got to be quick, the Blues. Time very much their enemy. Thompson, Minnie, in fact, got up at the right time. Affected by McIntosh, but it will stay with the Blues. The throw-in to be taken by Elliott. Wicks peers around, wobbly pass, but it works out to Cleo Mini. Good feet to Nolan. They can make it back-to-back goals. They can get it back to 4 goals a difference. Nolan converts. Wicks has got the centre pass. Maybe one last roll of the dice here for the Blues. Mini just keeps it in. Werner goes out wide to Wicks. She'll go back to Werner. Not in the spot that Seville want her in. They need her scoring these goals. And here is Taylor Werner now. She can get it back to 3 goals the difference, and she's got it. 48 goals to 45. Selena Fodia. It's going to stay with Warby Millgrove. Can they hold their nerve? Can they see it out? Langdon back to Wyatt. Could go short to McIntosh, but she again retreats to Langdon. Now she goes laterally to McIntosh. Good long drive to Warburton. Warburton all the way across, and Wyatt holds strong right at a measure. She finds Fodia. Here is McIntosh. McIntosh finds Fodia. Warburton. Nice take. Daniels, Fodia. Bianca Daniels. Warburton keeps it in. And finds a goal, and that'll do us in the Rochford Wines match of the round. And Warby Millgrove hold their nerve to record a crucial victory in the context of season 2025. The Blues with their first loss for the